understatement for what's been going on in the northwest corner of the country, huh? And today, some other areas are also getting some wet weather.
That's right, those sides of the country have a chance for some thunderstorms. And we're going to look at the stormy weather across much of the east in just a moment. But first, let's get back to the problems that we're dealing with in the northwest. Dave has more on that.
I do. I have more on that, and I have a microphone entanglement also. Count my two thumbs. So if you hear any noise, that's coming from, I don't know where it's coming from. Holy smokes. Well, let's take a look at this graphic. You know, the problem we've had here is in the northwest, and look at how many days we've measured rain. 24. The record is 33. We'll see if we can break that one set back in 1953. But this is good news. You know, we need the rain here. We had a drought. We were harping on that all last year. December was above average. January so far above average, and the rain continues to fall. Showering, you know, it breaks in a situation like this, but the rain, especially up here in the mountains, snow level, well, if you're driving through the passes east of Seattle tonight on 90, perhaps, just be careful. There will be some snow and maybe even thunder and lightning. Now, even though the rain has settled down and it's more showery because the storm itself has moved south. Hi, I'm Dave Schwartz alongside the Hootie Owl and also Jeff Morrow. He'll be with you here in just a few minutes. Time to take a look at the current scene across the country. And we've got a developing storm here. Actually, the upper level system over southern Arizona right now. And it's throwing up lots of moisture to Old Mexico and New Mexico. Texas and Oklahoma are seeing the heaviest amounts of rain. Here in the west, it's high pressure. A very nice day across the western seaboard, but some very strong gusty winds in southern California and in Nevada. And we've got high pressure in the northeast part of the country that has been the cause of the very chilly air, very chilly morning readings. Matter of fact, the barometer rose all the way to 30.89 inches of mercury in Columbus, Ohio earlier today. And that is a record high for the month of December. That high is kind of eased off to the east now, right around Youngstown, Ohio, and Wheeling, West Virginia. And earlier on this morning, under that high, we had a couple of record lows set. Bridgeport tied at 10 degrees, and in New York City, JFK was 14 degrees for an early morning low pressure.
Charlie Wilson, Jim Castle, as we continue looking at afternoon forecasts. Just what's here right now?
It is here right now. We got some good news and possibly some bad news.
Well, let's share the good news first and forget about that.
All right, let's go ahead and see the forecast here. Late afternoon on this Christmas Eve. Again, our southern will continue to pull away. Most of the heavy snow has pretty much ended now. The outer banks will still get some more. And it looks like that the cave is probably going to get maybe a double to 3 inches of snow as this thing continues to intensify. The reason I say that, just looking at some of the hourly observations that we do here, pressures are falling very, very rapidly. And, you know, some of the energy is beginning to move northward now, and they just kind of push that. And it looks like the cave is getting pushed back into that energy show at the moment in this kind of situation. To the north, another cold front coming down, and with it some light snow, we get a strong line between the two high pressures, and that is producing a little light snow and some freezing rain. Some of it not hitting the ground right now in Kansas, but it is pushing on into the east, and we'll continue to see just light patches of freezing drizzle, freezing rain, and a few snow flurries. Not too much to worry about, but some of those patches tend to accumulate quickly on some of the roads. Believe me, they run into some pretty quick problems on this looking slide out here. All right, here we go. Early morning Monday, we're talking about on Christmas Day, another week low passing over the lakes with some light snow. So what's left of that trough will push through the Dixie states, just like northern Alabama, going into Georgia, and Tennessee, and the Carolinas. We'll see some big flurries move through here as this thing passes on out. Believe me, it is July now quickly as we move down towards the southeast. And here we go, later on Christmas Day, nice skiing in the west, nice skiing in the northeast, if you're into current skiing, and if you skiing trips on that for now. Here we go, precipitation potential looks nice, of course, it's all snow. Good early snow in our southern north, and lighter snow, generally about 1 inch at the most in a lot of locations. The cold day still in the east, out to the southwest. We're talking about temperatures in the 80s in LA, not the lift of the winds blowing offshore. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up.
You know, Kristen, a lot of people tuning into the Weather Channel, even though it's only been cold for a week or two, have had it with the cold.
Yeah, well, I'm one of them.
Are you one of them? Why don't we just get away here?
Okay, well, let's head off to Hawaii, right? right now we are looking at temperatures in the upper 70s, Honolulu 79, 77 in Hilo. So it's looking pretty nice there all across the island, I am tell us.
Oh, look at that. 80, 80, 80. The triplicate pack.
Boredom, that's okay.
Yeah, the kind of boredom, right? We can handle it. Oh. Well, I can't beat. We're out to the moon. We're basically around. I'm getting dizzy. What?
Yeah, it is a little
Can we move on to maybe Alaska?
Okay, yeah, going back to reality check. Here we go. Fairbanks 7 below and Anchorage 26. Looking at Juneau right now, we've got 36. And with the wind, wind chills,
Well, we called the National Weather Service and they said, no, we're unwilling to even report wind chills because the Chamber of Commerce in Fairbanks and Anchorage said that they don't want it.
is that right?
It will scare travelers away. We said, fine. You want to do it? Fine. We'll kowtow.
Well, we'll give you the real forecast for your hometown in just a second.
In downtown Atlanta, the snow again was just about over with as this morning rolled around. So I guess we don't have it. Oh, there we go, just in time. Blue skies, sunny skies, returning to Atlanta, but enough to get out there and have some fun. Nothing's more fun, folks, than getting out in the snow. Whether you're young or old, you definitely feel like a kid again when the snow comes down. There's no question about that. And even the dogs become your friends once again, because they'll get out there and play with you. Look at this guy. Whoa! Watch out for the tree there, buddy. Let's go back and talk about the snow that fell across the south. I'm going to show you something really interesting here. As you look at the storm history, you can see how much fell right across this area here. And it appears I brought my pen with me. I'll just kind of put this back. You can see how much snow fell across the southland. And darker purple here, indicating some of the heavier snowfall, Wichita Falls, Texas, around the Tupelo area, also Birmingham, and the south side of Atlanta, around Newton County there, with about 8 inches of snow on the ground. Let me show you our visible satellite picture here. This is a great satellite picture because you can see a lot more of what goes on in some of the lower levels of the atmosphere. And notice this band right in through here. It's as white as everything else on here. That's clouds, but this band not moving at all. Well, this is the snow cover here. You can see it. It stretches all the way from Texas through Arkansas and on into the southeast. You can also see the snow cover up in this region too, as the band is also not moving. But you can see some clouds entering the picture in the east, and this is our new storm system that's coming across the lakes. Visibilities and pressures are falling across Michigan right now as the storm starts to move over the lakes region right now. We're looking at Florida, a cloudy day and a wet day. Showers and thunderstorms continue to persist down there. With a clear, cold night coming up, and looks like we'll be able to save some of that snow for you until tomorrow. So good news there. The radar showing the precipitation in Florida, also up to the north here around the Great Lakes. We've got that snow coming down, and you can see here what happens. Before it doesn't show much, but all of a sudden Muskegon radar starts picking up the precipitation increasing across the warm lakes, and now visibility is about 1.75 miles in Muskegon with the snow, and there's snow flying all over here, Wausau, Green Bay, Neenah, and right across the lake. So expect about an inch.
Thank you very much, Jim. As you can see, there again is Opal in the Gulf. But look at all the clouds blanketing the eastern seaboard. It is bringing some pretty significant rain up and down the eastern third of the country. Here's the current weather map. We got Opal, plus we got the...
Good morning, Jim Cantori live in the Weather Channel Forecast Center. Continue to update you on a very dangerous Hurricane Opal, and you may not be aware of it, folks, but at this time yesterday morning we had a very strong Category 1 becoming a Category 2 storm. Now this morning we have a significant Category 4 storm in Hurricane Opal. So we got a major player in through here, and it may be hard to get off the mindset of the Simpson verdict and whatnot, but I'm telling you, you've got to take this serious, and here's why. Let's go to the hurricane warnings this morning, and you can see where they are from the mouth of the Mississippi to Anclo Key. We expect hurricane-type conditions within 24 hours, and you can see tropical storm conditions extending westward and eastward. Didn't find too many onshore tropical storms just yet, but that will be happening as we work our way through this afternoon. You can see what is happening when you talk about a hurricane warning. Winds at 74 miles an hour or greater, torrential rain, and dangerous high tides and seas. And I'll tell you right now, tides are going to play a big role in this. Storm surge is one of the big problems we're going to face with Opal. And we're talking about seas here that are going to be anywhere from 12 to 20 feet as this thing just piles up the water. Now again, we could be talking about a landfall near Pensacola, but any type of change there in direction is going to obviously change the path of this thing considerably. So do not let your guard down if you live in Mobile or if you live in Pensacola.
What's on the ground.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the eastern edge of the storm did this. And we understand that's the White House in Washington.